How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of pastry stout time in the form of Monday Night Brewing's Fistful of Cake. This is an opera cake style coffee vanilla imperial stout. It's a lot of words. Hopefully they live up to them. Yeah, Monday Night Brewing. I do quite a bit of their stuff. They send them off. They're gracious enough to do that. And a lot of stuff I dig. Their barrel program's pretty fucking fantastic. I dig a lot of their beers. Not all of them are fucking amazing, but the last one I got from them was a Core 4 Stout, and it was absolutely fucking fantastic. And I sang the praises of a beautiful, well-done Core 4 Stout. What do? Back it up with pastry, son. Let's dive in. Like I said, an opera cake style coffee vanilla imperial stout. No idea what opera cake was. My wife looked it up when I kind of opened the package, and now she wants to make opera cake. Let's see. Rich coffee and vanilla. It says it right there. So I don't even need to review it. You guys know what it is. We're going to review it anyway. And this is... How old is this? It says Best Buy. Ooh, you sons of bitches. You're going to the Best Buy dates. I see. That's a distribution thing. Once you get so big, you kind of flip from when it was born to when you should drink it by. I don't know if they're doing that with certain beers. But typically, more often than not, breweries do that when they start doing heavy distribution. That way, instead of looking at a date and going, oh, this is old by your own judgment, you can look at the Best Buy and go, oh, it should be okay. This is what they told me. So it is what it is. You know, it's part of marketing. So what do we have here? Cool label. I dig it. I mean, it's a bow tie. It's what, you know, Monday Night does. John Hall would be very impressed with this one. Thank you very much. And what does the beer look like? You know, half a pinky finger. You know, a little bit lighter than I like my coffee to look like. Malt barley even. And what we have in general is a big, thick, dense, rich, dark stout that has kind of like a little bit of mahogany edge to it. Can't really see it on camera, though. I know you can't, but give it a whirl. See what the nose has. Sniffles. We'll see what's what. But yeah, it smells like a coffee stout with a little bit of kind of sweet, kind of lactosey vanilla thing going on. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of soft kind of baker's chocolate with a little bit of doughy vibes to it, so I get the whole cake thing going on. But yeah, I mean, she smells like what she says. She smells like vanilla, smells like soft cocoa, smells like coffee, smells like stout. Let's dive in. Cheers. Ooh, that's a fun mouthfeel. What's the ABV on this? Let me guess. Is it 12? No. 10. 9. I was off. Son of a bitch. Yeah, it's got this cool kind of sprightly, spritzy kind of cola kind of mouthfeel to it. That's why I was like, ooh, what is this? But yeah, it's fun to drink. I have it at the perfect temperature. I took this out took it out. Typically when I do my beer reviews, I take my beers out and, you know, I clean my glasses like 19 billion times so you guys don't freak the fuck out. And then I kind of come in here and I kind of start from lower to darker. Over that time, things warm up. This set out probably an extra 20, 30 minutes. I got a little bit sidetracked, and I think it's closer to like 55, pushing 60, and I think it's doing it a lot of justice. So I might have to adjust my timing on this on some of my reviews. But yeah, it's got this really nice spritzy cola-like vibe to it, but at the same time staying a bit luscious. You are getting vanilla. You're definitely getting coffee, but they're not overpowering the beer in any form or fashion. The coffee is leading the way. On first sip, the vanilla is kind of even with the coffee, but this coffee has this kind of almost like spicy dark roast to it, to where it kind of lingers in your tongue with a pretty prominent bitterness. So the coffee ends up winning that race because it sticks around longer, but the vanilla is nice. It kind of adds this added component to it. It's not like milk in a coffee kind of thing going on. It's almost like icing like. So, you know, maybe placebo effect or just the power of suggestion more or less that it's kind of giving me with the whole cake thing, but that vanilla comes off a bit more like icing. But the beer itself is still there. Nice big roasted malt base. Pretty hefty. There's a bittering component to that too. And it just comes off as a beer with adjuncts as opposed to an adjunct-laden beer. I know that it's like a no-shit Sherlock thing, but You'd be surprised how many people just throw shit at beer, and the beer gets lost. So, you know, I've grown as a fan of Monday Night Brewing. I had nothing from these guys when they originally sent me off some beers. And when a brewery kind of cold calls and sends you off beers, I'm not hesitant. I always keep an open mind. But you're always like, okay, what are they going to bring to the table? If they need to promote themselves, it's kind of like that kind of chicken and egg thing. If a brewery doesn't need to promote themselves, they're probably not going to cold call, you know, some YouTuber and send off beers because they don't need the promotion. But, you know, if they need the promotion, are they going to be that good? Those kind of things creep into your head. And more times than not, when breweries kind of send you beers, you're rarely getting a disaster. Sometimes it happens, and I've talked about those disasters ad nauseum, as I'm never going to just say nice shit about breweries just because they send out beers for press purposes. But more often than not, they're, you know, nice beers, serviceable beers. Sometimes you get really hidden gems. But as far as just a catalog of beers, they've really done it. I mean, pretty damn proper. I mean, they sent me everything from sour ales to hazies to barrel-aged beers to core fours to pastry stouts and a lot of different stuff in between. Scotch ales, barley wines. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of different stuff. And there's been some misses, but way more often than not, they've been hits. And I'm a fan. Let's put it that way. I gotta get the fucking Atlanta, man. I've never been down that way. Are they in Atlanta proper? Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Let's see if they are. Yeah, it says it right there. It's like really fucking big, and it took me like 9 years to find it. But yeah, I've never been to Atlanta, so I'm gonna have to go down there and check them out because this is good beer. I don't wear a tie though. They can't cut it off when I go there. It's their shtick. They have a wall full of ties. Go check it out. Back to the beer. Super tasty. Well done pastry stout. Leans. It's partly sunny, partly cloudy. There's stouts with pastry stuff, and then there's pastry with beer involved. This is beer with pastry. The beer leads the way. It does have those pastry vibes. Everything's not over the top, but vibrant enough to be sensed. And just a damn tasty beer. One of the better pastries, non-barrel aged that I've had as late, yeah. Value and availability, no idea. And leave you with, if you like, what will you like this beer? If you like stouts and you want a little bit of pizzazz on top of that sucker, because that's what this is going to give. And it's well made. And it's coffee forward, so if you dig coffee stouts too, it's going to do you proper. There you go. Me and my stuffy schnoz for your entertainment purposes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little tasty pastry stout right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.